Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen El Heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So, guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. Now, listen. First thing I have to say is that I do these things. Some of these things I do. I don't know if I do all of them, but I think I do. I think I do all of them. So, except for one. One I don't do no more. But yeah, out of this list that I'm going to give you, I have to say that I have done or I currently do many of these things. But that still doesn't mean anything. Because these are my top 5 pet peeves about Aquarius. Things that I do that get on my own nerves, and things that other Aquarius do that make me want to choke them. Some of the Aquarius I know never saw me again because they did these things to me and I got pissed, okay? So I want to tell you my top pet peeves, and you please let me know your top pet peeves and if any of them are the same ones that I have on my list. Number 1, top pet peeve about Aquarius: not communicating. I cannot stand how Aquarius will shut off. I mean, just like click. I mean, it just drives me crazy. Even when it's me, it drives me crazy because I'll be like, oh God, don't shut off, don't shut off, don't shut off. You know, I'm telling myself, don't shut off. Try to talk your way through this. I hate it. I hate it when I do it, and I'm pretty good at pulling myself out of it once I recognize it. But I also hate it when other Aquarius do this to me. There was an Aquarius that I was friends with. I totally ghosted him because he kept doing that. Every time I'd ask him, like, you okay? What's the problem? Like, what's going on? He would just shut down. Most of the time, Aquarius do this because either we don't know what to say, we don't know how to say it, we're angry, we're frustrated, something catches our tongue, and we cannot communicate. We're going to hurt the other person's feelings. We're angry. Something happens in these cases. And like I said, a lot of times if you just calm down and you relax, you can talk your way through it. Sometimes the conversation is painful, Aquarius. I'm sorry. Some conversations are painful. And we are capable of talking our way through them if you just breathe, relax, and try. You know? Not easy, but it can happen. So I hate when Aquarius do not communicate, especially when they do it to me. It's like, tell me what is wrong with you. You know, it just makes me so mad. So that's the first one. Number 2, that's the biggest one too. Oh my God, that one makes me so angry. Number 2, I hate when Aquarius are more attentive to their friends and their causes than anything else. Anything else. And I'm very guilty of this. But it's not good when you're on the receiving end. That's when it's a problem. Can you imagine you're in a relationship with an Aquarius and they're constantly doting on their friends and their social causes and their social this and their that and their this, you know, and you're their girlfriend or their wife or their kid or their whatever, and you're sitting there like, this motherfucker care more about this damn cause, care more about saving the whales than she care about talking and hanging out with me, you know? So that's something that I really have had problems with and that I've had problems doing in the past. And it's not on purpose in a lot of cases, so I try to remember that. And I try to remember, like, okay, it's not always on purpose, but I just do not like it. It's like, pay attention to things other than your friends and your causes, Aquarius. Pay attention, you know? And I'm so guilty of this. It makes me so mad at myself. 3, attitudes. Aquarius will catch an attitude. Do you hear me? I can't stand when Aquarius catch an attitude because they'll be upset about something, even if it's a small thing, and they'll catch an attitude and they'll either stop communicating or they'll communicate shortly or they'll have a little attitude. You know, I cannot stand that. And it's like, Aquarius, stop it. You know, you got me wanting to choke them. Like, what is wrong with you? And usually they come out of the attitude as soon as another feeling comes or a gust of wind blows or something makes them feel good. Something usually happens and the attitude goes bye-bye. But in the meantime, I got to sit there and deal with it. And I'm looking at them glaring like, if you don't stop it. And I know I get attitudes. I know. Not as much at this point in my life, really. Only when somebody upsets me. But when I was younger, all of the time, a teacher say something to me, I had attitude. Principal get smart, I got attitude. You know what I mean? Like, who you talking to? Like all the time. And now not as much, but it does come out. If somebody messes with me enough, it will come out. 4, using people especially for sex. And yes, I've been guilty of this in the past, but I do not do this anymore. A lot of Aquarius, especially the dark ones and the gray ones, have a tendency to use people especially for sex. Now, they'll be, and what I mean by using them is just being around them for that one thing. Like, they don't really like them for anything else. They don't really care about them about anything else. And so many people are like this. So many people think it's okay to use people for your needs, and it's not. If you have somebody, look, fair exchange ain't no robbery, okay? If you and somebody decide that you're going to do whatever you're going to do, we're going to exchange, so we both get our needs met, whatever that is, then that's one thing. I don't even go there, but if that's one thing, if you both agree on it. But an Aquarius, especially a dark one, will be straight up with somebody that they don't want to be with or around people they don't even like, just so they can get whatever they're getting from them. And I just think that's dead wrong. And not only is it wrong, like especially like I said, when it's for sex. Like, you'll hear people say, like, oh, like a man or a woman, I just want to have sex with her. That's all I want. I just want to smash. That makes me, like, when I hear somebody say that, if the first thing I think to myself is, ugh. Like, that's what comes to my mind, like, ugh. And you hear, like, you're talking about a human being. You're talking about just using somebody to masturbate, basically. You're talking about a human being. I just want them to smash? Like, are you serious? So you're talking about using a person, a flesh and blood person who has feelings and thoughts and emotions. You're just going to use them for your sexual gratification. You might as well just get a blow-up doll or a hooker. Seriously. Than to ruin somebody by lying to them, deceiving them, or using them for your own sexual, financial, whatever gratification. I think it's disgusting. And I hear it and see it all the time, and I just think it's repulsive. If you don't like somebody, if you don't bang with them, just don't bang with them, leave them alone instead of using them for what you need from them. And a lot of dark Aquarius will do this. A lot of people will do this, period. I can't even just blame it on dark Aquarius, but I've seen it so much with them that it makes me just put it number 4 on the list, because it's like I've seen it so many times. I've seen so many Aquarius, especially guys. I hate to say this because I've heard it from the females too, but I hear it the most often from Aquarius men, and it's unattractive and it's disgusting. And I have heard it from women too. I've said it myself. I mean, at a point in my life when I was younger and more open to being more casual with sex, I would have said something disgusting like that too. But now that I'm older and I'm away from that and I don't have sex, I can see how it's fucked up to use somebody for your own gratification. You might as well, like I said, masturbate or buy a hooker. Because at least the hooker is going into it. The prostitute is going into it, but okay, we're making a fair exchange. You giving me some, if it's legal in your state, that is, or your country, that is. Some places it's legal and some places it's not. So if it's legal where you are, you're better off getting a hooker. And if it's not legal where you are, you're better off masturbating. Because the bottom line is that you really should not do that to another person. That's fucked up, and you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Bottom line. If somebody said, "Oh, so and so, he ain't that smart, but he got a package." We call a large penis a package, okay? He ain't that smart, but he got a package, so I'll spend a little bit of time with him. Like, who wants somebody to talk about them like that? That is awful. And if it's a man or a woman, it's awful. And that's what one of the things I always try to tell you guys about is about having integrity in your sexual relationships. That is awful. 5, Some Aquarius, including myself, are very freaking stubborn. That stubborn shit be making me want to kick them in their ass. Seriously. Some of them are just so damn stubborn. Like they'll be on something, me too, be on something and just won't let it go. I get on my nerves with it. I've been telling myself, Queen, let it go. And I'd be like, I just can't. I just can't, you know? So I know that a lot of us go through that. And I'm just like, Aquarius, stop being so damn stubborn. And that's one I still struggle with because once I sink my teeth in something, it's hard to get them out, seriously. So I still struggle with that one a lot. I'm doing better with it as I get older, but the attitudes mixed with the stubborn shit, that is a pain in my ass, you know? So I'm really working hard on myself not to be so damn stubborn. And when Aquarius do that, I just be wanting to choke them. It's just like, oh my God. Aquarius is a fixed sign. And what it means to be fixed is that it's hard to get them to change their mind. I mean, not even hard, impossible. Aquarius has to change our own mind. The only way to get an Aquarius to change their mind is to make some kind of logical plea. And that's where that stubborn shit comes in. And sometimes it gets on my damn nerves. Okay. Likewise, I want to mention one more thing before we go. Some people have been saying to me that they think they are a mixture of light, gray, and dark. And every time I read that, I'm like, they getting it twisted. You can't be a mixture of light, gray, and dark. It's not like, I'm going to do a longer video on this later. But the bottom line is that you're either light, you're dark, or you're gray. Period. Now, that can change in a lifetime, something like that, But for the most part, if you are a combination, you are gray. I think that 95% of the world is probably gray, maybe 90%. And I think 5% is light and 5% is truly dark, But just know that if you think that you're a mixture, you're probably just gray. And most people are gray, so that's not bad company to be in. Okay? All right, guys, time for me to get going. I'm going to do a longer video on that concept another day, and we'll talk more about it. So listen, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who is wondering about my 5 biggest pet peeves when dealing with Aquarius. I'm going to leave all of my information underneath this video in case you want to get in touch with me. And that's it. See you later.